Okay, doing a follow-up video on the central pneumatic Banks flooring nailer. Okay, this is the second one that I've owned. Previous video I explained how I added sight holes to it so you can see where your levels are for your cleats. You can see I'm out. And cleats I'm using are Stanley. Okay, so I'm going to show you here in a second. I'm going to show you the difference between the Stanley cleats and the Canadian ones that I bought. I forget what they're called. We'll take a look at them in a minute, but I'm not too happy with them. Canadian ones I got from Lumber Liquidators. So let's take a look here. Very, very important you buy high quality cleats, staples. I was looking at going to buy Norge, made in Canada, whatever. So if you take a look at these, you take a look at the profile, okay? I'm trying to explain this. You see this is smooth and this has a little crosshatch on it. That's so that the cleat, when you nail it in, won't pull out. And this is a smart idea on this other one, but I don't know all about this. This is bent. These are at an angle. I'd rather not. Don't know why. And a crosshatch here and a little different crosshatch here and all the way up in here. But the problem that you have with this is that crosshatch, I think, weakens the cleat. Okay, so you see that? Okay, now that's the Norge, and this is the Dewalt. Okay, so I'm going to put them together so you can see the difference. And it's huge. I noticed it when I picked up the box. Now, which one in the 1.5 inch would you want to use? And I'm telling you, these Norge ones, whether they don't like that Bank central pneumatic nailer or what, they caused me nothing but problems, and I'm sure half of it was the nailer. Okay, so since I went to the Stanley or Dewalt, nope, not too many, jammed up a couple times, but nowhere's near what I was dealing with before. So go get these. Highly recommend the Dewalt 16 gauge flooring cleats, 1.5 to 2 inch. You can get to 2 inch for your central pneumatic Banks nailer. They work pretty good in mine. So I'll try and explain a little bit on this floor, make it quick. On this floor, I don't like transitions on hardwood floors if they're the same species. I just don't like it. So it's a lot of work to do what I'm doing, but if you're running through when you're laying your floor, okay, so you're coming through here and laying all this wood, of course, come in here, notch it out to get around there and continue, right? This isn't so bad to be able to do. And then you gotta lay your starter board and then face nail it and glue it, okay? Because the way I do this, as I'm coming through, I laid the second row here and just so happened to line up here perfectly, which was nice. And then, of course, it jutted out a ways so that I could have a reference. Of course, I can use the face of the frame here, but so I can have a reference to know where I'm going to be sitting on my board. That's going to be my starter board, technically. So if you come over here and take a look, I'll try and make sense of this. So this board, to get in through here, this board is one continuous board all the way across, see it? And it's notched out. It's notched out to get around here. Okay? And the reason why I did that is I wanted to be as straight as possible between this section here. I want it straight. And then I had to come back in here and face nail and glue this piece in. Now I had to pull this in with a special flooring tool into the groove, because I had to pull it in to get it to go, and then face nail it and I'll trim it off. But coming through, I want it to stick out. Now you probably say, well, why would I want this to stick out? Okay, because I have to have a reference point. Okay, so here's my reference point to measure back. And you have to measure back and do your math. You know how wide your boards are. Double check the width in your boards. And then you measure back so you can lay your starter board. Because I'm going to be working from there to here. Right? And if I do it right, and these boards all lay right, my last board that I go to install here, what it will do, the last board will sit here. And it'll get nailed. And then my last board will slide in. Right? And that'll tie this together, and then I can just keep going. Which is exactly what I did over here. So, you can see this board's been notched. This board's been notched out. And this jam's a little bit off. It's not square. It's okay, I'll fill this in with wood putty when I'm done. And I'm going to sand this down and paint this in white again. You won't see that because it's going to be covered with some trim. And then this allowed me, when this jutted out, allowed me to be able to have a point to measure back to drop in my faceboard. Okay, because you can't go backwards. You got to nail the tongues, right? So the way this goes is this was installed here, and then measured back, laid my faceboard, glued and nailed it, made sure it was square, and then started from there to work my way down. And then this board was slid in, and it was face nailed there, and tongue nailed here, and tongue nailed here. So that all ties in. So I don't have to worry about these transitions in my flooring between the rooms. It's a lot of work, and you got to do your math. I mean, you got to measure. Make sure you get your measurements right. So there you have it. So hopefully, now that I don't have a flooring gun jamming up on me every freaking 10 minutes, I can get something done here. This is a tool that you use to pull those boards into the tongue. Not the face board, because that one gets nailed and glued, and your tongue sticks out from there. The final board. So when I come up against this wall, I'm going to have one last board that I'm going to put in here. And I have to set this in the back of that board and pull it in. Right? So this is what you use. You hit this side with a hammer, and then that pulls this in, and you face nail your final board. And you come back in if you want, tap those down with a punch, and you fill them in with wood putty, and nobody knows the wiser. So there you have it. Hopefully that helps some people out. I understand what I'm saying here. So I've got to be able to lay flooring from there to there and make sure it's perfect. Wish me luck. All right, we have a quick walk through. You can see what it looks like here. I'm going to do an aging stain on this floor. Give it kind of a aged coastal look. And there it is. A lot of work.